Welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight, joined here with Michael Falk and Cash Kraus.
Word up, fam.
Word up. Yep. We have the same fucking intro for this podcast every time.
Yeah.
One of these days we're going to get some a cool intro to this. Maybe for episode 100. It's on it. It's on
Maybe
the horizon,
we'll finally
boys.
get it for that. Yeah,
I know.
Ooh, that'd be a big one.
It's a good,
That'd be good.
benchmark.
Yeah, it is. That actually is a good benchmark.
Coming up, though.
It is.
It is. We're almost at 90 after we're done with these today.
I know. It's nuts. It's going fast.
Fourth
That's
of-
when you know you're legit, when you hit 100.
Yeah, I mean, legit is... You just keep going.
Well, we are here to talk about the hilarious comedy known
One of
as...
Mason's
hilarious.
favorite comedies.
This-
It always puts a smile on his face.
I'm not going to lie. This is my favorite dark comedy of all time. Yes. I love this movie. We are talking about
You like this
world's-
movie more than the vampire movie we just watched? That's
not a
comedy.
dark
That's
comedy.
not a dark
It's a
comedy.
dark comedy.
Oh, come on.
That's a dark comedy.
That's satire.
the definition of a dark
It's
comedy.
satire.
When you have
Why? 'Cause
murder...
it's in the dark?
No. When you have murder and people dying and everything, that's dark comedy.
Dying, like...
Yeah, but when I think of dark comedy, I think of stuff that you're like, oh, that's funny, but it's depressing as fuck.
Dark,
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's how that's how I've always looked at dark comedy.
I think it has a
Dark
wide
comedy is
range. I think you
depressingly
call
funny.
this dark comedy, and you would call the movie that What We Do in the Shadow.
Yeah, I can't. For me, I can't categorize those two in the same. As far as depressing funny, this is my favorite.
This is drama. This is on the border of drama, though. Too. This movie does.
Oh, absolutely.
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. It's like a dramedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also I don't know. Well, okay. The movie that we're talking about today is World's Greatest Dad, starring Robin Williams.
But this movie is hard to classify.
It is.
what we're getting
Yeah,
at. This is a very
hard one.
It's a very different Robin Williams movie too.
Very different.
Yeah.
But man, seeing the script for this, I would have been very intrigued as Robin Williams to be in this movie.
Well, that's why he's the lead in this movie, because he was so intrigued about it, because he was just going to sign on to be like some cameo character for the director because they're friends.
Yeah. The Bobcat Goldthwait, who he was really good friends with, who just directs a lot of these weird, dark movies, and who has one of the funniest voices in the world. If you've never heard Bobcat Goldthwait, it's very annoying. But anyways, yeah, and this is your pick, Mason.
So was my pick.
And it's a heavy film.
It's a very heavy film.
It's probably one of the first films I've seen since Robin Williams died. Also,
yeah, which is
which is heavy because of the subject material.
Right. So you
couldn't have picked. You could have picked like Miss Doubtfire, or like
I could not. Jumanji,
Hook. You could have got me.
Hook is
Oh, I
great.
fucking love
Aladdin. You could have done anything
Aladdin.
to get me back in, but instead you picked.
No, the most fucked up one.
You know, it wasn't well thought out. I will give you the benefit of the doubt there. Flubber.
Flubber would have been
great
Flubber
one.
would have been a good one.
Yes,
yeah.
it would have been
There's
a fantastic one.
almost literally any other Robin Williams movie you could have picked.
I wanted to pick Dead Poet Society as well too.
Okay, well that's another one that's
little,
probably just as
it's a little depressing.
Yeah.
It's a great movie though. Great.
It's great,
movie.
yeah. But yeah, you've never seen this, Michael. You're the only one that hasn't seen this movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did I can only imagine
Yeah.
what you thought about it.
I'm so excited. What were your initial thoughts?
Was it what you expected when you see Robin Williams? And the cover even looks like it's like a comedy.
Yeah, it looks
It's
like a
really
really
it
happy-go-lucky
looks like RV.
movie.
It looks
It
like
does.
the RV.
It looks. That's the first thing I thought. I'm like, oh, this looks like a shitty comedy, a shitty Robin Williams comedy. Like what? But it's not. And I would, yeah. But so what'd you think?
It was fucking different, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I laughed a lot more than I was depressed, I can tell you that. I didn't laugh out loud a lot, but I found a lot of things funny.
Right.
Some things are just so dark that you find them. In this movie, I think they're just so dark that you have to laugh at them.
Oh, yeah.
Just because the subject material.
And the circumstances too.
It really is.
Couldn't get any of his writing out.
Yeah. The only time he becomes popular is when his son kills himself and he takes it.
And he does. Yeah, we should probably set up the premise if. Okay.
Spoiler alert,
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah. Go
Long
ahead.
story short, Robin Williams is a single father He's a high school English teacher, and his son Kyle is in high school, and he's a fucking douche canoe.
Oh,
yeah,
he's
he's the worst
definition.
human being I've ever seen.
I didn't like this kid when he was Junie and fucking
Spy
Kids.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't like this kid now.
Man.
You know, this kid, he also plays the bad kid, the same bully, in the new Halloween.
The brand new one
The
coming
brand
out?
new, the
Oh, you mean the
Rob Zombie
Rob
one.
Zombie one.
Yeah, he plays like a bully. He's like the first one that Mike Myers kills.
I don't remember him.
I remember that now.
He plays like the exact same character like this. Yeah. But yeah, that kid is a douche. Go on with the premise.
Yeah. So anyway, Kyle is a douche, and he doesn't treat his father right at all ever, and he has a porn obsession.
And he's not like a douche, like a jock or anything. He's just like he's like a
nerdy
regular
douche.
teenager. He's just a really shitty person.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the whole irony where sometimes your kids are shitty people.
I wanted to smack the kid in the fucking face when his dad does buy the computer for him, and he goes, "It's not even the biggest one." I'm like, "Bro, are you thankful for anything in your goddamn life? Anything?"
Yeah.
But see, that's how this movie gets you.
It's probably why I wasn't so depressed when,
When he did die, yeah, and he died from autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yep.
So if
David
anyone doesn't know
Carradine
what that is,
style.
if you're very
Kill Bill
curious,
action.
yeah, yes, that's exactly what it is.
It's arguably the most embarrassing way.
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
think there's a worse way to die. I mean,
Dying on the toilet is always one
I'd
of the
much
ones that
rather
is
die
really
I'd much
scary.
rather die on
than
the
this.
toilet than
But
this.
whenever you die on the toilet, everyone thinks, "Oh, he shit himself to death,"
That's true.
which is what happens
guys
when you
ever-
die on the toilet.
You guys ever push so hard you start seeing a little?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not a good.
And then you gotta be
not
like,
a good sign.
you
You gotta take a break. Yeah.
But yeah, I just
Get
don't. I do
risque.
not want to die on a toilet.
No,
and
neither
I don't.
do I.
I mean, this is just embarrassing.
Oh yeah, and there was foreshadowing in this movie too when Robin
Yeah.
Williams walks in on his son.
Scene.
Yeah, the first scene, he's leaning there like this.
You think he's dead?
Walking-
Yeah. I know.
And God, the kid must have used the word fag like 500 times
Yeah.
in this movie. He called his dad a fag. He called his friend a fag. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So his dad walks in on him jerking off. Walks in on him jerking off, and he's strangling himself, and then he gets mad at his dad for it. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, he thought you were dead. You were just sitting there.
It's like, come on, man. You got to learn from Knocked Up. If you're going to do that, you need a spotter.
Yeah, you need a spotter, absolutely.
The whole fact that he wasn't even like embarrassed that his dad came
Yeah,
in
he
and he
wasn't
was
at all,
jerking.
yeah.
He was more mad that he just interrupted him. That was like, that's
That's the kind of shitbag this kid was.
yeah.
Yeah.
He ruined his peak. But yeah, that was. I can't imagine the awkwardness. But this kid, he didn't care.
No, he didn't.
No, and
I like the setup to this whole movie too because it was clear cut and concise. Like we knew Robin Williams was a single father right away. We knew he was an English teacher, and we knew he was a failed writer because his girlfriend and her friend Lance, I think was his name.
Yeah, Lance.
Yeah, no, Lance is Robin Williams' name. What's the
Mike.
Mike? That's right. Mike comes in, and he wrote for the New Yorker. He's like, oh, but that's not a national newspaper, and he's like, no, it is a national newspaper. So you just felt like nothing ever went right for this guy. He always tried to have a relationship with his son, and he just couldn't. He's like, yeah, let's go build a. He's like, you want to go do something? He's like, yeah, let's build a rocket. He's like, no, rockets are for fags.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my God, is this kid ever going to be nice to his dad?
And that's what I like about this movie is it's just kind of the irony of it all, where like you see, like you say, it's like, well, he's like the world's greatest dad or whatever.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
really, I mean, he's trying his hardest, or anything, and the kid just doesn't want anything.
No matter
to do.
what he
and then
does.
you get dads that are total shit, and like just like the best kids or whatever. But it's like that's just kind of. And that's what's really fucking depressing about this movie.
Yeah, it is.
Is that you just know that the dad's never gonna win, and like these kids, because his kid is harsh reality is some kind of because they're kids. they can still be
Right.
dicks. I mean, they can still be bad people.
There's a
bad
stand-up
people are
bit.
just bad people. But
There's a really funny stand-up bit about that, about how kids are just, I'm not going to ruin the bit, but how kids are just assholes. They're just drunk assholes all the time.
yeah, especially
like
little
little
kids.
babies,
Little
yeah.
kids are just suicide
And as they grow up, they
machines.
just become assholes later on. It's a funny bit, but yeah.
Please don't steal this guy's comedy.
Oh,
bit.
I didn't steal anything. I just gave out that little bit. That's
But yeah, so
If it's already out, it doesn't matter.
yeah, that's true.
his dad finds him, right?
Yeah, he finds him the second time.
Yeah, and this time
he's a goner.
Is
Yeah.
dead.
He, you know what? But he probably went out great.
Oh, I mean,
the
if
best
that's
way
your,
that he could have went
if
out.
that's
you know?
your thing,
But-
I don't think there's a better way he can go out
right,
because that's like,
Oh, he was seeing that white tunnel, and he was seeing a lot
yeah.
more than that white tunnel as he was
you
going.
just knows. Oh, finally, yeah, that was it. That's how you want to go.
Yeah, I guess so.
But but Robin Williams didn't like that.
No, he did not.
That his son, that he was going to be embarrassed. So, and a very difficult decision. I always feel, just thinking about it, always weirds me out. Where it's like, is it a selfish thing? Is it a good thing what he did for his kid? Is it?
Oh man, I think it's that's the these are the questions that you toy with, though. You know,
Exactly,
like how
where
you-
it's like, yeah, it's like, did he do it for him? Did he do it for
himself?
Or did he do it for his kid? What?
well, because he already had to deal with his kid being an asshole
Yeah,
at school.
everyone
and,
already hated him,
making
yeah.
very obscene remarks to women
Yeah.
in the school. You
I
know?
would
Yeah,
say
everyone knew his kid was a fucking prick.
Yeah.
But again, even he knew that his kid was a prick.
right.
I would say staging it as a suicide probably would be for his kid, but the fact that he wrote a note and everything, that's definitely for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll part. But yeah, it's still like the embarrassment of your kid dying in such an
In such an embarrassing,
way
Yeah.
that it's still like, no matter, even though
and everyone knew this kid was a pervert. On top of that,
even
He
though
made,
faking his suicide hurts absolutely no one at all.
No.
Even though it's a victimless crime, it's still like fucked up.
It is,
Like,
yeah.
like, it's
It
still-
is.
yeah,
it is
I know.
fucked up still. Yeah.
But yeah, so he pretends that he killed himself, and he writes a poem, right?
Yeah, like this poem where it's I don't know why I'm writing it. Everyone, or I hate everyone, or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
And it's a really good poem, or it ends up being a really good poem.
And
that
of
everyone
course, and can we just talk about the counselor in this movie, the therapist? What a piece of shit! He was just trying to make money off this guy the whole time. Later on, when he's on the TV show, he takes the business card for him,
Yeah.
puts it in his pocket.
Yeah.
I'm like, you little slime ball. You're
Well,
no better than anyone
At
else.
the end of the movie, I was like, who's the biggest piece of shit in the movie? The kid, the dad, or everyone else that pretended to care about him afterwards?
Exactly.
Well, that's what's great
It
about
goes-
this movie is
it is.
everyone's a piece of
Everyone's
shit.
a shithead.
And
yeah.
that's more realistic to me in movies, because in reality,
People suck.
people
Yeah.
do suck.
Oh, they do suck.
90 and whether it might be the cynic in me, but 99% of the time people are out for their personal gain, and that movie really shows that.
It really does.
Even the dad. But even the dad was out for his own. Even Robin Williams was out for his own personal gain.
Yeah.
So it shows you that literally everyone. But yeah, the
Everyone
cancer.
except John Cena. He's the world's greatest person.
Well, John
did not see
Cena,
John Cena
Mr.
in this
Rogers. Yeah, I don't know what he has to do, but
No, like in real life, he makes more of the
Yeah.
Make-A-Wish
there's a few
things
people that are
anyone,
perfect.
Like by a
Tom
lot.
Hanks, John Cena, Mr. Rogers, Bob Ross.
Absolutely.
Those people never hurt anyone.
They should all be the faces of Mount Rushmore. The new
The
faces.
new faces,
Yeah.
and whatever those other fucking old white
I don't
guys.
know
I
who
don't
they
know.
are,
Yeah.
yeah. I think, yeah.
Frankenstein up there. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, back to this movie. Yeah, but everyone's a piece of shit in it.
Yeah, and it's really funny too. You see the progression of how everyone just gets more involved into Kyle's death. Like they all loved him so much, and they all saw a little bit of him
Yeah.
after in that note and in the book that he wrote.
It's so fucking true, though. When someone does die, everyone makes it about themselves.
Yes.
Everyone, like, no matter.
It's very true.
Especially, like, it's shitty, but especially in, like, schools and stuff. Everyone, especially. But again,
Well, I mean,
it's.
unfortunately, we seen that when we were in school. That happened a
Wow,
couple of times.
we saw it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again,
We had a lot of people die in our
yeah,
high
but you
school.
can't. it's one of those things where you can't call people out on it or whatever. But But you see it. You see a ton of it. You see everyone like take the chance where someone dies, and then it's like it's all about them.
Yes.
And this movie does a good job of showing that.
Yeah. It does.
Even your own family. Yeah. Yeah. Tough subject.
I love in the classroom where Lance, which is Robin Williams' character, he's teaching that class that's got like 3 people in it, right? And he reads the lines from Under Pressure.
Yeah.
The black kid up there.
You knew that song.
He goes, whatever his name is, I'm white. Like, yes, it's Queen. I know who it is. I'm white. I know who that is.
Not only that, but he picked the most famous, like
one of the most famous
David
Queen,
Bowie.
David Bowie. Yeah, like that's an incredible song. Yeah. But I like how I love how they tied this movie all together at the very end. Because remember when it was Kyle, his girlfriend, and Lance at the dinner, and they were talking about him diving in high school. And he says, "Oh, that's not a real sport." And they were giving him shit about it. And then they tied in the Under Pressure and the diving scene together at the very end of that movie. Is one of my, and they played essentially the entire song during that slow-mo montage. But that's one of my favorite endings in a movie.
I totally forgot about, they talked about him diving at dinner.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why the fuck is he diving off a board butt-ass naked in school right now?
Yep.
But now I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, I just...
Probably would have kept my drawers on. Though.
I love just how out of control.
He said, fuck it at that point. He lost his job, he lost his friends, but... And that was another thing, too, where he said, I've never surrounded myself with so many people and felt so alone. Yeah. And then at the very end, he hung out with the kid and that old lady and ate pop brownies again. That was so cool.
Well, that was the thing with it. The whole thing was him at the start was like his fear of being alone and everything. Mm-hmm. And then him getting everything that he wanted and him still feeling alone.
And realizing that's actually not what he wanted.
Yeah, absolutely not. That it was... But, everything just spirals so out of control in this movie with like them naming the library.
The library after
everything is like everything just goes so like
out of control. It really does go out of control.
Goes on a morning talk show.
Yeah, I know, he gets just so famous and popular, which is it's crazy. It kind of pokes fun at the whole reality of like writing and everything too, where I mean, he's the same person before and after his son, but then he writes these things and everyone loves him.
And now all of a sudden everyone likes him only because it's written by someone who's dead and it's a tragic...
A dead kid.
Dead kid.
The kid. That's because it's interesting or whatnot. Or
every artist always gets more popular after they die. It doesn't matter if they were crap or not.
That's what they say is the best thing for an artist, which is very depressing. But every artist does get it. Yeah.
Well, you don't realize what you got until they're gone, man.
Yeah,
one of those things. Like I wish, fuck man, I wish I would have saw Chris Cornell before he died.
Yeah,
like Soundgarden.
Yeah, obviously.
Fuck. Yeah. The guy had amazing pipes, man.
I wish I would have saw Michael Jackson before.
That was another one I was going to bring up because he his 9-year reunion his father just passed away too.
Yeah, thank God, dude. You know anything about that guy?
No, I know. Yes, no, I wasn't glorifying that. I was bringing it up.
Yeah, I know. I just wish fucking. I'm sure Michael wishes he was alive to see that piece of shit die.
Yeah.
That's the only depressing part.
May have contributed to why Michael Jackson had his issues.
Oh, 100% contributed to every issue Michael Jackson had.
I mean, I don't want to speculate, but yes.
He was a big piece of... Speaking of shitty dads.
Not the world's greatest dad. I mean,
kind of the world's opposite. The world's worst dad. But shout out to Joe Jackson.
Yeah, Joe is.
I'm sure he's burning in hell right now. If he...
Oh man, roast!
He was a piece of shit.
Is this a Comedy Central roast right now? Goodness.
Trust me, everyone has roasted Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
I think we're a little late to the show. Yeah, I think now it's bad taste.
Now it's all of a sudden it's bad taste. Because why?
Yeah, because he's
dead. Yeah, that's why.
It wraps all together.
It does. You know the one group of people who get away with that when they die, where you can make fun of them immediately after they're dead, and we saw this right away, is comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because their whole
you can make fun of them right away.
Their whole lives are jokes, even the ending. Yeah. Yeah. But again, comedians, I feel, would want it that way.
Oh, absolutely. Why would you not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know you can't really. Well, and comedians can always make fun of anyone right after they're done.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
they always get made fun of, but they also make fun of. There's like
Slipping the comedian that just died 6 months ago. Really big guy. Ralphie May, that's right. Yeah. And everyone, even his best friends, were cracking jokes about him like within 24 hours of him being dead. Yeah. But they were funny. And Ralphie would have wanted that.
yeah, and
R.I.P.
It's
Pneumonia's a
no
bitch,
one's
man.
surp-
Pneumonia
yeah.
kills people. Killed Bernie Mac, too.
well, Ralphie May was very
Well,
unhealthy.
he was very unhealthy. Yeah, that contributed.
Pneumonia,
to it,
pneumonia kills people when they're unhealthy.
When they're
that's
unhealthy.
that's why pneumonia always kills old people.
Yeah. But Bernie Mac was a shock when that happened.
That was
Yeah.
such a bummer.
Yeah, it was. That was such
There's
a
a bunch of
bummer.
stuff I don't know, but yeah, that was.
Yeah. Talking about a lot of death in this movie.
Yeah.
Or in this podcast.
Well,
but
it's
I
hard
mean,
to bring
I
up with
guess it's
Robin
suiting.
Williams dying and everything, and then us watching.
That was tough. Okay, I know we're talking about how, you feel bad as soon as someone
Yeah.
dies. But no. When Robin Williams died, like, I was legit sad
Same.
for 2 days.
I don't-
I grew up
that
with
was
his
a
movies,
tough
man.
fucking year and a
Yes.
half, dude.
It was
We lost
awful.
So many.
I don't get sad very often when celebrities die. There's not a lot of people that I do get sad, but there's a few people that when go, I know I'm gonna be sad. But Robin Williams, when he died, I was. That
Yeah, I
was.
was going to
I
say,
was-
really,
There's
he was
not
not one of them?
Robin Williams was definitely. Like you said, I did grow up, especially
grew
if
up
you're a
with him.
'90s kid.
Oh, yeah.
you grew up. Well,
And
yeah.
here's the thing. You guys know I don't watch a lot of 90 movies, but all the ones you brought up, I watched.
Yeah,
You know what
because
I
they
mean?
did a lot of
'Cause
kids'
I love,
movies.
Yeah. I even watched Jack. You guys remember that one?
of course.
The one where he's 4 times older?
Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
read. I read the book before in school when it came
Oh,
out.
wow.
That's another depressing,
It is
weird
depressing,
kids.
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy we'll never get another Robin Williams movie.
No. I got a side note question on this movie. Was his girlfriend banging Mike before this all happened?
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
probably?
100%.
I think so.
Yeah, so do I, yeah.
Look, I mean, Mike's much younger, very attractive man. Like,
To me, that
Robin
just
Williams was like,
yeah.
what?
To me, that just like completes the whole narrative of him being kind of a loser and whatnot. And him,
Right. And that was so funny, that scene between him and her and Robin Williams when she's like, oh, yeah, I would have been your high school girlfriend. And he's like,
Yeah.
you would have been a fetus. You're like, oh. It's like, gross. Yeah, nope. But Robin Williams, or Lance Clayton, did a very good job pulling that in. It's
Yeah.
not easy to do, so hats off to him.
Yeah, I was confused the whole time on how he did that.
I'm not quite sure either. Yeah, we should. Can we get like a prequel to this? World's Greatest Dad, World's Greatest Pickup Artist.
he is Robin.
Like-
He is Robin Williams though, so maybe maybe
That
there's
is
some
true.
kind of that aspect.
Yeah.
I feel like Robin Williams could talk anyone into. He just talks so fast.
Oh,
You
probably,
just gotta
yeah.
agree with him.
Yeah.
He's got so much goddamn energy. Do you guys see the HBO documentary coming out? Oh,
Yes.
man, that's gonna be. I'm
Stoked about it. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be sad as shit at the
Yeah.
end, but I'm very excited to see that.
It's gonna
Yes.
show how just fucking depressed he was the entire time, and no one said anything or knew or anything. But
I'd say, yeah.
It's
Looking back on
comedians,
that
comedians are always the saddest people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. I know. But I guess you could see the darkness with the movies that he does. He did do a lot of these. Although he did do a lot of commercial movies, he did do a lot of these movies that were dramatic roles.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about like 1 Hour Photo, and he did stuff more with Bobcat Goldthwait and stuff.
There are a lot of comedians who can actually switch over to drama pretty well, in my opinion.
Comedians almost always make a good lateral
Yeah.
move too, though. I mean, like it's not a new thing for forever but like new now is like Jonah Hill and Seth Rogen and stuff. Comedians always do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Because it takes a shit ton just to be a comedian. I
Yeah,
mean, you really got to
side
throw
note.
it all out there.
Oh, yeah. Side note, Jim Carrey, did you guys see the new role he
Yep.
booked?
Pumped.
Are you?
Yes.
What?
Dr. Robotnik.
Doctor, yeah.
Oh,
Sonic.
yeah.
Sonic. Yeah.
Rad.
I thought that was
Why?
a good pick. I don't know. How is that going to be formatted though? I mean, it's obviously not live action, so
I'm
it's going to be a
guessing
lot of CGI.
Well, is it a live action movie or is he
I don't
just the
think
voice?
so.
No,
I
it's
think
not
it's
going to be a
his
live.
voice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's no way you can do that live action.
He's
just
coming out with a new
excited.
TV show, dude. Jim Carrey.
Is he?
Yeah, he plays like this Mr. Rogers type character. It's coming
Yeah.
out like stars. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, I seen
It's like Kidding or something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
I'm just pumped. He's my favorite of all time. So.
I really want him to play Carnage in Venom.
Ooh.
So bad, but we're not getting that.
I want him so bad to play another villain in a comic book movie because he's fucking phenomenal.
Come back as the Riddler.
I wouldn't mind that. It would be kind of weird maybe, but I want him to play a villain, and I'm surprised that he had to have gotten approached for stuff. Had to have.
I don't know. Yeah, it's hard for people to see Jim Carrey in anything other than comedy roles.
Yeah.
That's always the hardest part for comedians is to make that transition.
Getting out of it. Yeah.
Especially, and that was a big problem with Robin Williams is people didn't want to see him in dramatic, even though how bad he wanted to do him. No one really. That's the problem. No one wants to see you in.
Well, the last movie he ever did, I think, was a drama film.
The last few. I mean, yeah, he was doing it. He came out with a few of them that I never saw at the end, but that were dramas.
It was like a year after he passed. It was like the last.
Anger's Man in Brooklyn. I think that might have been a drama. Absolutely Nothing. Dennis the Dog. I don't think that was it. Boulevard. That might have been drama. Face of Love. He's done a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's crazy because up all the way till his death, he was working
Yeah, he worked.
pretty
He always worked a
consistently.
ton. Yeah.
You know, it's just. I'm really curious to see that documentary though. On him, it's such a tragedy. Like just looking at him, like he's just.
He's the happiest.
He's the
face.
man. Yeah, like breaks your heart.
It's crazy. It's the ones you never think of. Well, is there anything else about the world's most depressing movie?
No, I figured this would be a pretty quick podcast, but I definitely wanted to just see your reactions, and I was pretty stoked, Mike, that you had never seen this, and I'm very curious to hear your score on this and how you actually liked it overall. I guess you haven't actually really even answered that because no one's asked you, but how did you like this movie?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite dark comedy like you did, but I definitely enjoyed
Always
it.
throwing shade my way and those little undercuts. Okay, I see it. But how, like overall, how did you like it?
Well, you just want me to give you my score?
Sure, bro.
For me, it's about an 80. That's about where I have it. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I wasn't really depressed about the movie. The most depressing thing was the fact that Robin Williams is dead, and I have to watch him on TV knowing that. But, yeah, like I said, I didn't laugh out loud a whole bunch, which I always kind of figure I'm going to when I watch his movies. But it was a good movie. The story was crazy.
Yeah, this one's hard to give a rating for me too. I don't know. I would give it somewhere in the 80s also. I like this movie. I like the somberness of it. I like darker movies that are always a little more realistic to me. But yeah, I would give it like it got an 89. I'd give it right in there. It's hard. I don't know. Just because it's kind of older than me, it's just one of those movies that I just think you like it or you don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely a taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not everyone. I'd say majority of regular people aren't gonna like this movie.
No, and you see
just
that in the audience.
Just because
Yeah.
it's people that aren't used to seeing Robin Williams like
yeah.
this. Which sucks because Robin Williams is an amazing actor, out of comedies and everything.
Yeah.
But
I think for me, I like movies that completely surprise me and throw me off the formula of like standard just movies. This one was a complete different story. The premise of it's nuts. It's a really just dark comedy that I really enjoyed. And the first time it really got me. This movie really fucked me up when I was in high school and I watched it because I just wasn't expecting it. Again, we go back to the RV thing. It looks like an RV picture and you're like, oh, this is going to be a happy-go-lucky comedy. And I remember as a high schooler going into this movie being like, oh, this is going to be funny. I can't wait. And then I start and the son dies. Robin Williams is sad the whole movie. And I'm like, oh, what the hell is this? Like, my stomach hurt. And then everyone's making a big deal about his death. And I was like, this guy was an asshole. I don't know. So for this movie, and not only that, but I'm a huge Robin Williams fan. I really am. Again, we grew up with him. We all did. For me, I'm higher than Rotten Tomatoes. I really like this. This is like a 92, 93 for me. But that's because I'm biased and I picked it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Thank you. So yeah, let's wrap this one up. Follow us on Instagram. That's Have You Seen It? Twitter, Seen It Podcast. Michael's on Twitter, What the Falk 63. Cash is on Twitter. That's just Cash. Follow YouTube. Type in HYSI, hashtag followed by any episode you're looking for. This will be World's Greatest Dad. Like and subscribe on YouTube. And if you find us on iTunes, which you will, just type in Have You Seen It? Leave us a review. 5 stars would be great. And if you want to comment something on our YouTube video, anything will do. So until next time.
Yeah, just don't, if you're going to jerk off and hang yourself, you know,
gotta have a spotter.
Get a spotter. You're playing a dangerous game.
Very dangerous
You're playing,
game.
You're dancing.
You're rolling the dice.
You're dancing a tightrope.
Yeah.
You gotta ask yourself, is it worth it at that point?
You do.
And when you do die, it's gonna be so fucking embarrassing for your parents.
Right.
I mean, because
Put it this way.
your dick's in your hand. You're gonna die with
Right.
your dick in
Yeah.
your hand. And who's gonna come see you first? Probably your mom. And that's the last image
the whole-
she's ever
yeah,
gonna see of you.
you.
Yeah.
So,
So,
think
yeah.
that one through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adios.